basically, celery and celeriac are really slow growing veg. So these take about 3 weeks to germinate. And even after that, then it'll be about another 2 weeks before we get them out of here and into a module tray. So what they'll need at that stage is a boost to something a little bit more nutritious. So we'll use potting compost at that stage, but at the start, they don't need any nutrition at all.
So is that why we're not putting them straight into a module tray?
Yeah, exactly.
Usual overfill.
There you go, you beat me to it. So then we're going to get our seeds out, right? So one thing you will notice from these seeds, Karen,
Okay, Michael.
is that the seed is absolutely tiny.
Come on.
Yeah?
They're only a flicker of a seed.
They are absolutely tiny. First of all, they need light to germinate. So when we sprinkle them on top here, we're not going to cover them. Your ones aren't quite as tiny as mine. So this is celery, this is celeriac. Celeriac's a little bit bigger. So we're just going to get little sprinkles, sprinkle them on top. Try and get them as far apart as you can. So we're just going to put our labels on. We're going to give them a bit of a water. So just keep the soil nice and moist. Don't ever let them dry out for the next 3 weeks or so while we're waiting for them to germinate.
Why are we not planting these straight out into the bed?
So they're just a little bit delicate still, right? And it's a little bit cold outside. So we need to get them sort of up to about that height before we plant them out. But if we leave them in here any longer, the roots are going to start tangling up underneath, and that means when you take them out, they'll get damaged.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So what we do is we prick them out of here. We put one into each of these, into each module of a module tray. It's not the usual sort of overfilling. We just get enough compost. And what we'll do is we'll make a little hole in the compost about that deep or so. We're not sowing a seed, so we need to give plenty of space for the little roots to go in and all that. Be really careful. You don't want to damage it. You never hold the seedling by the stem.
Okay.
Always by the leaf, right? Because it can recover if you pull the leaf off by mistake, but it won't recover if you break the stem.
Okay.
And then you get your little plant label, stick it in very carefully underneath the soil and kind of ease it out gently. So you get a little thing like that, yeah? And then you just pop it into the little hole, and then you just get a little bit of compost, and really carefully, you don't want to try and avoid touching the roots if you can. Okay. Just kind of firm in around it until it's nice and sort of stable in the soil, yeah? So we've eight more to do. Do we have a race?
No. Huh? No. I'm taking my time.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no. I want to do this properly.
You've changed, Karen. Done. I think I just...
No, you didn't just pip me.
I think I just did. And actually, you said done and you weren't even done.
Ha! Done.
Come on, bring it with you.
After another month in the glasshouse, it's time to plant out these celery and celeriac. Now Mick is busy getting the raised beds ready by giving them a quick hoe and a feed with the usual suspects, seaweed dust and those stinky poultry manure pellets.
Okay, first things first. What's the spacing between the rows?
So the spacing between the row is 30 centimetres.
Okay, go on.
So we're going to do our first row there, and then we can kind of measure them out as we go across like that. So celeriac is about 30 centimetres apart in the row. So we're only going to get kind of 3 celeriac in our row here. Okay. Whereas with celery, it's about 20 centimetres, so you'll probably get 4 in that row. The only thing about celery and celeriac, I suppose, that's a little bit different is that they're naturally a marsh plant. So they like it really sodden and wet, like they'll do.
Oh, okay.
We will actually water them quite regularly, even outside, which is quite
Unusual. Okay, just give them a good soak.
kind of instant veg bed as well,
Yeah, isn't it?
That's what I like about it.
Okay, here we go.
It's a bit of an old splash there.
They say it's really tough to grow celery and celeriac in a container, but that won't stop me. I'm willing to give it a go with celery. Mick, though, has some reservations.
I'm slightly intrigued on a kind of horticultural nerdy level.
Okay, so why? What are your
Well,
reservations?
Anything like we're talking about, it's being a
Marshy plant.
marshy plant, and any plant growing in a container, you struggle to keep it watered because like there's a finite amount of space for the roots to grow.
Having said that, we're not going to let these go to waste.
No.
So we just give them a bit of a grow and
Yeah,
see what happens?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, definitely the 4th.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. You may as well, sure.
Sure, you may as well.
So
Sure, isn't that it?
yeah, sure. Let's see where it takes us.
Okay, I'm guessing another bit of watering though.
Lots of water. Karen, you know the way you're inclined to be very enthusiastic about things at the start, and then like your enthusiasm tends to wane a little. So we're going to have to keep this watered, like.
I will.
So
I'm all over it.
yeah, well look, let's see where it takes us. That's all I'm going to say. So Karen, our celeriac is looking well.
It is looking good. I mean, I say that I have actually no idea.
Well, like it's a 6-month project, Celeriac. So you
Yeah.
sow it in April,
Back in April, so we're
and
gonna.
it's not ready till around October.
Okay.
And then it'll store for the winter in the ground. So it's starting to do, it's a long way off yet, but it's starting to do what it's supposed to do, which is that the stem down here, it's a swollen stem rather than a root crop. And it's starting to do that.
Okay.
And you can see some of these are a little bit tired looking, so we're going to kind of trim any of those ones off. It's always a bit of a problem keeping them watered in raised beds. It's a good juncture. We're what now, three months into growing these?
Good juncture. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Okay.
Give them a bit of a feed and water it in really well.
So, now that I've finished the celeriac, do we do exactly the same thing with the celery?
Nope, we don't need to trim those leaves back at all because the celery's nearly ready, and it doesn't need a feed either at this stage.
Not even the old yellowing leaves?
No, I don't think so. Just a bit of an hour watering
Just a bit of an old watering.
and
Okay.
happy days.
So you think this celery is nearly ready to harvest?
I think it's a couple of weeks away.
Think on, dude. I'll show you nearly. Now this is what celery looks like when it's ready.
I am flabbergasted. They are brilliant, like.
Yeah.
Like one little container, right? And you've got 3 fantastic
Healthy,
heads.
thriving plants.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea how to harvest them.
We've got 2 options. First one is that we can cut the whole head of celery down. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut across the base of it right down at the ground level, because if you cut a centimetre or so above the soil, all of the stalks will just fall apart. So you want it to all come in one piece. So the other option is we can just take like individual stalks. So you can just literally slice a couple of the stalks down there and just harvest,
Okay.
individual ones and leave the rest to grow on.
Okay. Okay, so that's enough.
That's deadly.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
deadly.
Don't forget this, all parts of this are usable in soups, stocks, whatever.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever.
I'm glad you're not the
whatever.
chef.
And then these beautiful little ones are just deadly because they're so tender. You could just chop them up and eat them raw in salads or stir fries or whatever.
Okay. So, let me guess. It is celery's time to shine.
It surely is. You can see it's kind of ready to rock. The celeriac needs probably about another month or so, I'd say.
Okay.
Because you can see down at the kind of base at ground level that the bulb is not it's not big enough yet,
Okay.
basically, but the celery is ready to go. Generally, you're harvesting it over about a kind of a month or 6 weeks at the most, because if you leave it too long in the ground after that, it tends to get really badly damaged by slugs. Slugs actually love eating the stalks of celery, and they'll kind of make lots of little holes in it. It'll be very unpleasant.
Enough chatting, Mick. It's time to harvest those celery plants.
Right, last one, Karen.
Okay. I think we have enough.
I think we have enough. And I think these have space to grow on for another couple of weeks now, hopefully.
Okay, it is time to harvest what can only be described as the pug of the vegetable world.
It is, I think, the
ugly
undisputed
cute.
world's ugliest veg. That big, thick skin is what makes it kind of really durable. It sits in the ground over the winter, and I absolutely love that about it. You kind of need to keep an eye on them in case they get kind of, slug damage or whatever.
So I see you've brought a knife to this harvest.
I have. I have.
To be
I
fair,
bring it everywhere.
I brought my fork.
There's two ways you can do it. You can either cut across, sort of down at ground level.
Okay.
Or the other way is you
dig
can
and lift.
dig and lift.
Okay. Now, look at that.
I'm feeling a bit under pressure now, so I'm going to go
No bother to you.
right across the top, or the bottom rather. There we go.
Oh, wow. Okay, clean as
Yeah.
a whistle.
And all those lovely roots kind of staying in the soil to
And my
do
roots
their
are coming
magic.
with me.
Yeah, all right.